Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are gonna be braking my car even more. Like I said in the last video, my alternator is out because it died on me on the highway, so why not brake the car even more while it's down. We've had this rear end over here, the GTS rear end with the limited slip differential over here, sitting for a while. I've been waiting on brake cables. They've been always delayed because of the coronavirus, and still not here. But like I said, since the alternator broke, why not just brake it a little bit more? We're gonna take out this old rusty one right here with the open diff and drum brakes and change it out for the disc brake one. First thing that we're getting done is disconnecting the shock from the whole rear end, and then after that we're gonna I think we're gonna start worrying about the big bolts over here. So we got all the bolts disconnected from it except the drive shaft, so we're gonna hit that real quick. And once the drive shaft is disconnected, I think we can drop this baby down and put the GTS one in. It wasn't that hard. There was just, you know, the bolts holding it up, self-explanatory, and hopefully nothing goes wrong. Alright guys, so it's on the floor now. If you guys are doing this at home, remember to take off the brake cables and the e-brake cables. At least just do that one nut that lowers them down just a little bit more, because we forgot to do the brake cable the first time and it kind of stretched. I think it's also kind of broken too, so we're gonna have to get a new one of those. But everything so far is going well. Drive shaft is still connected for some reason, but it's on the floor. Alright guys, so we got it out and made a big old mess, but now it's time to put the new one over there. The thing about small garages is we have no place to put this, so we're gonna put this in the no parking zone. Hopefully this doesn't classify as a car or motorcycle or something. Only one busted finger right here. We're good. So one thing that might make this swap a little bit easier is up here where the drive shaft goes into transmission. The one that you might get if it's a GTS drive shaft that's been laying around for a while, it might be rusted. So what you can do is you can just swap out these top parts because they're identical supposedly, and the bottom parts are a little bit different, but to us they kind of look the same, so we'll figure it out. Maybe this one is just a little bit shorter by like a centimeter or something, but not by much. We got the shock bolts on and we're working on the top mounts. Everything's kind of going good so far. I think we're gonna need a new brake line to go up there. And we still got to figure out where to put the brake proportioning valve. So we just got all four main bolts that hold the car up, or the rear end up. Shocks are in. We just got this one to do, and I think that's gonna be all the bolts that hold it up except for the sway bar, and then we can worry about braking. All the bolts are in. We're hella hungry, so we're going to go get some food, stop at AutoZone, cause we can't find what how to take these off, what the key is for this. And so we're just gonna load the whole rear end on David's truck, take it to AutoZone and figure that out, and figure out what brake hose we need for the AE86, and yeah, we'll be a little bit closer. Alright guys, so it's been about 2 weeks since we've left off on this rear end installation. We got the rear end in, and now we just need to finish up with the brake, e-brake cables, oil, bleeding the brake, setting up the e-brake and everything like that. The part that I was waiting on was these e-brake cables right here. I'm figuring out how to fit them on right now, back here. And then we got motor oil over here. Supposedly this is good stuff, made just for limited slips, and that's what I got in this car. So this is supposedly really good oil if looking to do the rear end swap and looking for some oil. And I got these, which were kind of hard to find. They weren't on like Rock Auto or anything like that. I had to get these off of Battle Garage. I actually had another set of these ordered, but they're still on their way, and they're still in Bangkok 4 months later. So I decided to buy them from a US company and get them here a little bit sooner. So yeah, I'm gonna have an extra set of these in the future. If you're like me and you didn't know how to put these on, the end goes on this little bolt right here. And you just put the bolt through it, or usually OEM there's a pin, but I guess the original owner of this rear end lost the pin, so he's using a bolt and a nut. And then there's supposed to be a pin right here that is also missing, so I'm gonna have to go to AutoZone and find that. And then both cables are just under the car, and then now we need to route them to the front. We actually didn't have the pin right here, but we went through the random bolt box and we figured out that I guess from the MR2 videos and stuff like that, that we found a pin with a cotter pin here, and we also found a like U-shaped pin bracket thing that can go right here, so this doesn't move at all. So it's nice and secure now like it should be. This looks factory, and that's done. It's also hooked up under the car, and the oil is put in. Kind of cool. The oil looks like blue and yellow at the same time. So that's in. Last thing we need to do, hook up the drive shaft, finish with the e-brake, make sure that's tight, and bleed the brakes, and then we have to pull the alternator in, start the car up, and this thing should be running with an LSD. I'll try to test it. I don't know how dangerous I'm gonna get today with it, but we'll see if I run into any walls. So we're making lots of progress. We just got the middle part of the drive shaft in, and everything's looking good. It's all hooked up now. Things need to be tightened down just a little bit. But other than that, yeah, we're so close to putting on the wheels and finally driving it. We just tested the e-brake. The e-brake works. Now all that's left is just to bleed the brakes. So we got to do this one first because it's farthest away from the brake booster, and then we'll do this one, that one, and then that one up there, and then we should be able to drive this baby and see if it does a little skid. All right, now is the time to bleed the brakes. All right, I'm gonna push it like 5 times and hold it down. So all the brakes are finally good and almost everything is done. I'm putting in a center console right now, and then after that we just have to put the alternator so the car starts. Hopefully that's the problem, not wiring problem. And yeah, we're almost done. Last part of the installation is putting on the wheels. So now we're gonna take these wheels off the old rear end, slap them on the new one, and see if we make it to go get some ice cream. This is gonna be kind of a struggle because this thing is gonna move while we try to push it. I'm gonna take them off. Sure, hold on. So we are almost done. We have this wheel on over here. Great. This wheel over here has a strip stud. So what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try to take this apart, take out that stud, get another stud from this car over here for this rear end, and hopefully that fixes the problem. So we took apart the drum and we got one stud. David's doing the one over there, and yeah, this stud looks pretty nice. Hopefully this fixes our problem and it's not that big of a deal. All right guys, so yeah, fix the stud, everything is good. Baby's back on the ground again. We're gonna go take it to get some ice cream and pick up my car that was impounded. The Pontiac Vibe was impounded, and we're gonna pick that up, and this is what we're gonna drive there. Have some fun with it. All right guys, so yeah, this is about an hour later. We got from there, or we got over there to right here, and car stopped. And that's because one of the wires grounded itself, and David says that it almost caught a fire, or could have almost caught a fire. So yeah, we're gonna fix this up, and hopefully then it will start. Good thing is, I don't know if it's really good or bad news, but now I have 2 alternators because the first one wasn't effective. Should have checked this from the first place and saved $140, but you know, it's not bad to have spares. So we're just finishing up this. We're gonna go pick up the impounded car. Moment of truth, guys. Let's try to start it up again. Oh, got a different key. I'll take this key out. Using the spare. Ready? Sounds better, sounds more normal.